Y'all pumped up for the new year?
Yeah, I'm pumped up.
Of course, we've been pumped up now.
And Sunshine has also been on her grind with the diet and the Zumba. Shout out to Mimi and Donna.
Hey.
I've been enjoying those Zumba classes. I appreciate y'all so much.
And Coco haven't yet been doing nothing. No, I've been watching what I eat, but I did just come back from Florida with the bunnies. It was my twin daughter's 21st birthday.
Yes, it was. Also, we are now on Facebook Live. So
yes, hey.
Watch us on Facebook. Hi, everybody.
How y'all doing?
All right, so let's taste this right here. What you got going? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
It looks like wine, but it ain't.
Mm-mm.
And I think that those who don't drink would enjoy something like this. You can hit us up and we'll tell you what's in it. We're not going to tell you online. So, let's get into our topic.
Yes.
Okay? So, we ended last week with speaking and talking to someone and listening effectively. So now we're going to move on to look for common interests. It says that not every date will become a long-term relationship. Make sure that you both have enough in common to maintain a partnership. It's easier to have a successful relationship if you both have similar attitudes and lifestyles.
I'm sorry, I didn't know that this was going to be. I was trying to go into it live, but let me turn it off. Okay.
That's good. I know that people can hear it. So.
Yeah, people can definitely hear it. Okay, because you can hear it on mine. So I'm going to. I'm sorry, I didn't know this was going to be.
Oh, look at you.
Right?
I think that you and the producer are scheming together.
No, I'm
Look, you can't even
You
get
can't
it
get it
off.
off? Just cut your speaker off. Don't touch that.
Okay.
Just hit the speaker.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
There you go.
So,
Now you can see your comments.
yeah, that's what I wanted to do. So, with this is what I think. While we're in this subject, I don't think that you have to always have common interests. I think that you can explore others' interests because I think that opposites attract. Like, I'm gonna tell you, for example, a date that I went on where I did not. This is my first time ever going to the range. And I went to the range.
Oh, to the gun range.
To the gun range. And
Lord, somebody put a gun in her hand. Lord.
yeah, and I have to admit that at first this was not something that I wanted to do. I'm like, to the gun
Because you are
range.
a girly girl for real.
I am a girly girl, but I'm like, okay. No, but I have to admit that I did enjoy it. You know what I mean? I was like, I was
the
better.
power behind that bag.
Yes, and I was better than what I thought I was, and that led me to liking the Smith & Wesson gun. That's like my favorite gun.
Did you go out and buy a gun?
I did not.
Not yet, but
it
she
is in the
needs to.
plans. Yeah.
Oh, my Lord.
So,
Look out, world.
what I'm saying is all the time, you don't have to always have the same hobbies and interests.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to, but it's good if you have, in my opinion, some. It doesn't have to be an overwhelming amount of common interests in your relationship. Like, I don't expect somebody to like, let me see, painting. Maybe want to paint with a twist.
And I love painting with a twist.
If that was something that I was really interested in, I wouldn't want to say, "Oh, you're going to me with this all." Going to this with me all the time.
But you know what I think it is? I think that you have to try something. You don't have to have everything in common, but I don't think it's you can try some things.
You can try it. Yeah. And that's not a bad thing to try to share something, and don't hold back. If you are into, I don't know, tickling somebody with a feather. She's doing something crazy. Share that interest. I don't know. If you into popping gum and the other person don't know how, you can teach them how to pop gum.
Or you could just stop that because that irritates some people.
Okay, if you're interested in cooking and that person doesn't know how to cook, you can
exactly. Like
what I'm saying, they always wanted to learn.
Some things can be whereas though it could be a learning experience.
I agree. Okay, so this next one, I think we're going to be on this for a little teeny bit longer than normal. And it's called Watch Out for the Warning Signs. Pay attention, both men and women, because there is crazies on both sides.
It is.
Okay? Don't rush into a relationship with a stranger. It could leave you with a partner who disrespects you or even abuses you. And verbal and mental is both a form of abuse. It doesn't always have to be physical. So, if you caught a person lying or felt unsafe at any time or noticed that they are very rude or abusive to even a stranger, imagine how they would treat you. Anyway, any of those signs, or if they get really angry over something very minor, run, girl.
They have a flare up.
Or fella, run.
And you know what? I think that sometimes we make excuses for warning signs, but I think that they're warning signs for a reason. Oh, he just had a bad day, or she just had a bad day. When, you know, it just keeps happening in a repeated cycle. You know, that's a warning sign that you need to take heed to.
Please pay attention. It says, if the person comes on too strong.
Oh, yes. We want to.
That is a major red flag. Be very wary if they are pushing up on you, pushing you into a relationship too soon, or if they declare that they love you too soon. How you love me that soon?
That's right. And how are you instantly claiming me and we just getting to know each other? Yeah. You know what I mean? You don't really know me.
No. And like we said, verbal can be abusive. Pay attention to verbal and mental. Mental could be, maybe I don't want you to, I don't know, because never mind.
Leave it alone.
We're going to leave it alone.
But mental, what I could say is this. Mental can be just as harmful as physical. And that can be on both sides because sometimes you notice that it takes you out your character. And I can say this from my past marriage. We just gonna leave it at that. But I found myself saying things that I wouldn't normally say, and I'm like, "Oh my God, I do sound like a sailor." But you brought me to that point, and that's not me. So,
and I mean, like, if you get into an argument and somebody not speaking to you for days on end, that's a form of mental.
It is. That's abuse.
You know, you should not be in that type of relationship. If it does not make you happy or make you feel good, then you should not be in it.
Hey, this is 2020, and you should be happy.
Exactly.
Do what makes you happy.
Okay, and as I said, run
for the hills.
Run for the hills. Don't stay in anything you're not happy in. Keep it moving. Okay, so now we're moving on to part 3, forming a relationship.
Woo! Okay, so we gotten past the initial. We moving on.
Yeah, gotten past all the initial stuff and all that. So you have to, first of all, tell the person that you like them. How they gonna know that you like them if you don't tell them?
Okay, now you know I disagree with this part.
Why? You can't tell the person. You don't have to declare that you love them. You don't have to do that. You just have to say, "I like you. You're handsome. Your personality is great. I love your I like your things that you're interested in. I had such a good time with you."
I think that a person can feel all that if you've been dating them. They can get. You could say all that. A person can really tell you're digging them just from the dates, just from the PDA you show if you've gone on a couple dates, just from the kisses and hugs you do. So I don't know if you necessarily have to come out and be like, "Oh yeah, I'm digging you." Like for me, that probably won't come right away. That'll probably be a little bit more down the line because
I'm telling you right now, if you say, "Oh, I'm digging you," we done had that block is going up. For me. Because,
really?
Yeah, right away. If it's too soon, yes.
That's what I'm saying. And that's why I wouldn't come out and be like, "Oh, yeah, I like you." No, I think that they can tell from your actions.
I think so, too. But some people don't give any type of actions. They just, you know, we going out to dinner, we having fun, I'm paying for your dinner. Females, you know, y'all can pay for dinner, too, sometimes. And
well, if I'm not getting any kind of feeling from you, then maybe that's not the right person for you.
Exactly, but that person might not be a person who shares like that. They might hold back, or they may not know how to show their feelings. Not everybody knows how.
That's true, but I think a closed mouth don't get fed. So I think that if you are really into a person, I think that you can show them.
You need to show it. You need to want to spend time with them.
Hold on, now the producer not here, but it looks like we got some feedback over there, so I'm gonna open it up so I can respond. Okay.
How do you open it up and then it went right back down?
I see a lot of stuff over there, but I don't see it over here.
Oh, that's over right there.
I already responded to that one.
Okay. Hi, sister. I see that you sent something. Of course, we see that the producer is getting all kinds
of stuff.
But we have a Wonder Twin over there, but she's not paying us any attention.
Can you go over there and read some of those comments?
Before we move on to the next one.
Hi, lady. Oh, you scroll down. I'm here. Aunt Selima's watching.
Hey!
Hi, Toya.
Hi, Selima.
Who knows it? I don't see no other comments.
Okay, we're good then.
Thank you. Okay,
No
just want to make sure we got everybody.
All right, so it says the next step would be to meet each other's friends.
I disagree with this also. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to play devil's advocate. I'm dating you, not your friends. And this really shocked me because it was talking about when you meet the friends, set up like a casual get together and ask them
or something like that.
how
and
they know
how
your
they know.
date.
But I mean, I would want to meet their friends eventually. It doesn't have to happen right away, but eventually, yeah, I want to meet them because you sometimes they say you are who you hang around.
And sometimes not.
I know.
And I'm dating you, not your friend. So if it happens, it happens. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm not going to press you to it. Like, when forming a relationship, so I got to meet your friends.
No, I'm not doing that either. Because, yeah, I agree. I'm dating you, not your friends. And I might not be ready to meet your friends.
Maybe a whole other ball game.
And you know I'm a friendly person. I like hanging out with people. But, listen, let's take our time. Let's take our time.
With all that, yeah. When I meet him, I meet him. And if I meet him, I meet him.
Yeah, but it's, like I said, it says, ask how long they've known each other.
I think that's too much.
Like,
that's too much.
I mean, I have a guy that's like one of my bestie for males. Hey, Fahim.
Hey, Fahim.
And I'm sure that everybody, like the lady hi, Kimberly, that he's dating, he wanted me to meet her right away. He loves her. He cares about her. So, and I'm like a person in his life. You can't keep talking about Felice or Sunshine. And
I guess that's all right for some people, but no, I don't want to meet your friends, and you necessarily don't have to meet mine. I mean, if you do, you do.
Yeah, because you hang out with them.
Shut up. My friends are good.
She was told previously that she hang out with some bum.
That was by an ex-husband, and that is not correct at all.
Bum, the B word.
Yes, who could call somebody else's friends that? See what I mean? So,
okay.
Yeah.
So it says, get involved with their life. Show interest in their passions and interests. You might want to go to a sporting event with them, or if they have a demanding job, you might want to just be there to help them de-stress by inviting them out or just going and hanging out with them, cook them a meal.
And I agree with that because by getting involved, you get to find out their hobbies and get to try them out with them, get to see what they're, the things that make them tick. So, yeah, I do agree with that.
Okay. Talk about long-term goals. Get an idea of what they are looking for in a relationship. It doesn't have to be like a deep conversation. It could just be a casual conversation. And when you're describing your goals, be specific and of your future plans, whether it's with them or not with them.
Okay. This to me is getting like really, really deep. When I say with this, and I feel like I'm like the voice of logic, don't like look too heavy into this. Like, I have to do this and I have to talk about long-term goals. Yeah, I think you should discuss it because when you start getting deeper into the relationship, you want to make sure that you're on the same path. But I don't think that this should be, I gotta talk about long-term goals and this and that. This is part of our relationship. I have to get this done.
It's not.
No, I think you should just let it flow.
Let it flow, and then if you both find, I think that it is something that is coming of this relationship, and you both want it to move forward, then I think that you should have that conversation.
But I think that this conversation will happen naturally.
Yeah, I think it would happen naturally as well. Okay. Ask him or her to be in a relationship with you if you are ready to have a relationship. They said you can go, I felt so happy since we started seeing each other, and I'm starting to really care deeply about you. How would you feel about making this official? Don't go, we boyfriend girlfriend now. Don't assume that y'all are together just because y'all been dating.
Yeah.
You have to ask. I think that a lot of people fall into that trap of we in a relationship, we together, and we never even had that discussion that we are together.
Well, I think that this is the thing that women and men sometimes get into that are incorrect. My thing is this, sometimes, and this is what men and women, they want boyfriend or girlfriend treatment, but do not want to provide commitment or exclusivity.
Exactly.
And you should get that clear. And if that's fine with you, no problem.
But that could be during the future goals.
It could be a future goal, but for some people, like, don't want to do boyfriend girlfriend stuff without the title. Now, I know that probably because people want to test the merchandise now. We got to be realistic, and this is 2020.
Yes, they do.
So I'm not saying don't test without having a title. You got to test, because my thing is this has to be a connection, and that means mentally and also physically. Just like with men and women, and we have to be real about it. Women may not want somebody that's, inch high, private eye, and men don't want somebody that's, basically feeling like a mayonnaise jar. Okay, so test it out. But at the same time that you're testing it out, and you find out everything is okay and good in that area, then okay.
But it can be good in that area and y'all still have no chemistry with each other.
Then that's fine. And if that's what you want to do in a relationship, that's fine. But what I'm saying is don't do it if it's not what you want. If you want the whole package, then this is the time when you need to say,
exactly.
That was good and everything. We got a connection, but I'm looking for something a little bit more.
Yes. So. Something a little more deeper.
That's what you do.
Literally.
Yep. And then at the same time, don't try to get your feet with it on a playing devil's advocate, because if you find out that the connection is not there, you have to be truthful. So we're not physically compatible with each other. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because
that's a hard conversation, but it's a grown-up conversation, and you have to happen in a lot of relationships.
Because if it's not, what will happen? You're going to seek it elsewhere. Exactly. So you have to be satisfied.
And I agree.
And that's mentally and physically.
Yes. And emotionally. All that comes into play. And we as women, we get emotionally tied that way more so than men. So, I'm sure men get emotionally, but I'm not a man, so I don't know.
Right.
I'm just speaking from a woman's point. Women cannot, although I'm sure there are some women that cannot usually get into a sexual relationship with a man and not get emotionally involved.
Right. So
you have to take your time, and you have to make sure that this person is for you and is special enough for you to give your body to. Okay? We women need to start treating our bodies as if it is a palace.
Yes. A palace.
Because I am a princess queen.
Hey, and everybody can't be putting their feet up in the palace.
No, they cannot. Okay, so the next one is, once you decide that you are both going to be in a relationship, I like you, he likes me, we in a relationship. So now that you have decided we are in a relationship and you my boyfriend, I like my boyfriend. Continue to learn about them. Continue to communicate. Continue to treat this relationship as if it's new. Have fun with each other. Become each other's best friends.
I think that a lot of people forget this, because once you're in the relationship, you're officially, like you said, it doesn't stop.
It doesn't
You have
stop.
to keep on. You have to keep it fresh and new. That means going out, having date nights,
exactly,
having pillow fights, doing the same things that you did.
Fights,
yeah, nothing wrong with a pillow fight.
Do y'all be playing do y'all play the game of holding her head under the blanket?
Nah, we play, get up in the morning. You just let it out.
What song is that?
So, my whole thing is, you still have to have fun, while you're actually in this
I
relationship.
agree.
So,
And continue to date each other, continue to discover new ways of dating and having fun with each other. I'm not saying to block anybody else out of your relationship, like any friends or anything like that, because everybody needs some downtime from their relationship. So make sure that you don't get yourself lost in that relationship.
especially like, because I know for me, like with women, this is how you'll feel. And I only can speak from a woman's perspective.
Exactly.
You can still love somebody and still want to bash them in the head at the same time.
Bash them in the head. How about just choke them out?
You could do that too.
Just choke them out.
We got a call from Morristown, New Jersey. Oh, hold it, I've missed it. Sorry.
She missed the call. Could have been a caller calling in. Was that the caller? The caller info?
A caller, you can call back.
So, yeah, you can and love somebody and just like she said, want to bash them out or choke them out.
Yeah. At the same time.
At the same time, I love you, but you're making me so angry right now.
Isn't that right?
Yeah.
And that's like a strange feeling, but yeah.
But it can also happen,
From what?
Sometimes you might get a little bit excited. You be like, I just want to
Choke you. Whoa! Oh, Jesus!
Yeah.
Clutching pearls.
Clutch them pearls, girl. You never know. Everybody does something different.
Sunshine. Oh, Jesus!
I'm sorry.
I'm about to clutch my pearls.
Oh, Jesus!
Listen, there's something new all the time. But anyway, so our next segment is we going from how to start a relationship with a stranger to how to tell someone you are not interested after a few dates.
So we're going to take a quick
this
break.
This one is by Karen Bells.
We got to take a quick break before that one comes.
2018, and it's on the Date Mix app or site. I'm sorry. So I know we going from starting a relationship to ending a relationship.
We're going to give you a breather and take a 5-minute break and come back for that one.
Yes.
Stay tuned. Suddenly Single will be back after a short break. See you in 5.
All these damn excuses.